Kelly Cup playoffs, round 2. Get started with some offense, some defense, and plenty of passion. One team makes a move and is looking for a new coach. And we'll go back in time, a week, to look at the longest game in ECHL history. We're working overtime to bring you this edition of ECHL Week. Hi, and welcome to ECHL Week. The second round of the Kelly Cup playoffs is here, and as intense as the first round of the postseason was, the conference semifinals, now underway, are showing even more passion as the 8 remaining teams battle to be the one which wins the last game of the season. In the West, coming off a sweep of Las Vegas in the first round, regular season champion Alaska now has to deal with Idaho, which won its first series against Colorado. We'll have more about that later in the show. The Aces and Steelheads were the only 2 higher-seeded clubs to win in the first round. Idaho goalie Josh Robinson posted a shutout in a 1-0 overtime victory in Game 1. Now let's take a look at Game 2 of this series. Calling the action for us are Mike Benton and Matt Shasby on KFQD and GCI.
Looking for a seam, but Elson cutting him off. Looking for the point. This one whipped down low. Robinson, save made. Rebound. Bass score. Jason Bass gives Idaho on the board. It is a power play goal with 7 minutes gone by in the opening period. Still looking for their first goal of this series. It is 1-0 Idaho. Turner Elson right wing and across the line center. Savret, the shot, save, rebound, Savret, save again. Nagel deflection back in the cage. In front, McKelvey, score! Sometimes you can't paint the Mona Lisa on a goal. Mere graffiti will do. Almost 186 minutes Idaho went without allowing a goal. The Aces finally breaking through. Knocked away by Kip. Loose puck kept in by Connolly. Trepp in from shot. Score! An Idaho turnover blows up right in their face. They respond to adversity with back-to-back goals in 43 seconds and lead it 2-1 after 1. Off to Mazzolini, to the point for Ramage. Rides the line now, Ramage to Mazzolini, direction for Trepp on that save, rebound, Aces jam at it, they score! Evan Trepp parked right at the front of the net. Chaos breaks out, but it's a power play goal.
With one shot and they're into this hockey, you got to be careful here on the power play. A little less sharper execution.
Ramage to McKenzie, but picked off. DeCastroza read it. Here he comes, a short-handed breakaway. On net, he shoots, he scores. David DeCastroza, a short-handed goal with 17 to go. In the third period, Idaho is back in the game, and they trail 3-2. Here's Belzile off the draw. Right corner, Morrison. Backdoor, McKenzie, score! How big is that goal? 4-2 Aces. Idaho dumps it in. Curry with pressure. The takeaway by DeCastroza. Right corner centering. Sear scores. And again, Idaho is back in the game, trailing 4-3. DeCastroza centering pass is picked up. Aces may have numbers here if they hurry. Belzile in across the line, now to the slot. And the forehand score! What a beautiful goal by Alex Belzile! 4:01 to go. Zadero behind that, tied up by Mosienko. Elson jumping in. Mosienko's there, centering, Neely, score! With 3:54 to go in the third period. What a finish we got! It is 6-4 Aces.
Well-deserved goal by Mealy. He's played a great game tonight.
6 combined goals in this third period. Holy cow. Slugs it back in. Wash slows it down. Blood tired. Davies ties it up into the corner. Clock draining. That'll do it. The game is over. And the Aces respond with a 6-4 victory. This series is tied at 1 game apiece. Idaho now trying to stir the pot a little bit more, so more out of the tank here for these 2 teams to empty. We've only just begun as far as this series is concerned.
Over in the East, another team which posted a first-round sweep, Wheeling, opened the second round at home against South Division foe Greenville, which advanced on the strength of a 6-game triumph over Kalamazoo. Let's check out the first game in this series. The play-by-play man is DJ Abasella on the Wheeling Nailers Broadcast Network.
Stamler tips it ahead. Rowe comes in left side, hands off for Vive. Takes the shot, has it blocked. Out to the right point, Clausen gathers in. A slap shot through traffic, tipped wide by Vive. St. Croix centering pass and Rowe scores. Michael St. Croix out of the left corner, hooks up with Andrew Rowe in the slot. Stevenson backpedals, rifles it ahead. Manderson left side, taps half for Torquato. Through neutral ice, Kuhnhackl, he scores! Stops at the left circle, throws it over. Manderson at the right circle, tried to drop it back. Nichols the steal. He has Yogan breaking away on goal, and he flubbed the backhander. Oh, that was a lucky break. Not so lucky there, though, as Vive powers it in. Johnston goes wide. Yogan, right wing, up the wall, dumps a backhander low. Bergstresser, right side to the blue line. Brad Cole tees one up, and a block is made by Kuhnhackl. Loose puck, Gene has it, wrist shot, score. Nailers tried to slap it out of the zone. It went right to Gene's tape, and his high slot wrist shot beat Condon up over the glove. Scooped up there by Clausen, who is run hard into the side wall by Chaz Johnson. That should hopefully get a little bit of a lift into this Wheeling team here. Arnold, bottom of the right circle, into the slot. Vive walks in and scores. My, oh my. Cincinnati forces him to the corner boards. Bergstresser still possesses. High in the zone. Cincinnati with the shove. Clark takes high in the zone now. Into the slot. Dancing in. Walks all the way in and scores. Emerson Clark just curled around the offensive zone. Crowd going a fight in center ice as they are shadow boxing at the Greenville blue line. Clark tries to throw a couple of quick rights. They fall down. Helmets go flying off. Both players get back to their feet. Clark now trying with some lefts. Cincinnati looks to respond with one for the Nailers, trying to work that right hand, and Clark ultimately lands on top. Lunge at Stamler, far side. Bergstresser, the most recent goal scorer, tries to turn it. Kuhnhackl with the interception. He splits the D up ahead and scores! For McKay, tied up by Stamler. Gill out of the right corner to Manderson, right point. Top of the right circle, wrist shot, save mission, rebound. McKay wrapping it around in front. Manella scores!
The ECHL suspended Greenville's Kyle Jean for 3 games and also fined him an undisclosed amount as a result of his actions in the second game of the Eastern semifinal playoff series against Wheeling. Jean's check to the head of Nailers forward Denver Manderson during the second period of the game knocked down Manderson, who in turn had to be helped from the ice. Greenville won that game 4-3 in overtime. 2 more conference semifinal series get started. We'll look at both of them when ECHL Week continues.
Stars shine in Orlando in January of 2015 when the Solar Bears take on the ECHL All-Stars at the Amway Center, presented by Visit Orlando. Visit OrlandoSolarBearsHockey.com for more information.
Where have hundreds of NHL players gotten their professional starts? The ECHL. And where do you find out about the ECHL? ECHL Week. On television or online, ECHL Week is the only show that brings you everything that's happening league-wide. Every week, watch ECHL Week. If you were any closer to the action, you'd be in the lineup.
The other Eastern semifinal pits two teams which know each other well. North Division rivals Fort Wayne and Cincinnati. The Comets won 5 of the 8 meetings in the regular season, however 3 games went into overtime. Fort Wayne reached this step by knocking off East regular season champ Reading in 5 games. Cincinnati, meanwhile, needed 6 games to eliminate the Orlando Solar Bears in the first round. Let's check out the defensive struggle in Game 1 of this series. Describing the play are Nick Brunker and Dave Allen on the Cyclones Radio Network.
Over the line in this scoreless game, Aronson wraps it behind the net. Horseshoes up to the right circle. As knocked down by Almeida, the puck goes to Shalla instead. Shaw will get it, but it was fought off by Marino and head to Embach, who's going to put on the afterburners. Stepping in towards the net, got taken down. That's a penalty, and the touch will draw the whistle. And it'll be a short power play for Fort Wayne. Not before an odd man break the other way, though. Hazen going with Megan in on net. It sent it high over the cage as he got clipped at the last second. Fly. Rim below the net. Almeida left corner. Got it to Megan. He's in the trapezoid trying to wrap it around. Slammed at. Still loose. Another save by Meisner off his left pad as he did not break the position. He was right against the pipe, and now Megan again trying to take that puck to the wall, but is going to be tangled up and then take his man to the ice. Megan out in front of the shot. Scores! Right over the shoulder. What a strong effort. He'll pick it up. Takes a look and tried to feed it Aronson, but it was stalemated for a moment as Marino came down the boards. Now another penalty is coming as Hazen decked Marino, just tipped out of his wheelhouse. A shot from that bad angle, knifed away by Medor. Back up top, Wallette for Embach, left circle, stepping, shooting, and he scores over the shoulder.
Well, and I'll tell you what, I was trying to say it, but they just kept passing it around for shots on goal.
And Dean will feed Christian again. Up ice he will go. The former Elmira Jackal going to wrap all the way around the net. Feed the point man. Coyle winding, driving, save, fought off the shoulder and just sent wide. But couldn't bring the puck with him. And it goes to the near side wing without a shot. Cyclones still have possession for a moment. Now stripped away. Fleming trying to cut it back to Embach. Embach backhanded towards the net. Rebounded loose. Wallette tries to bury at the horn, and he does. It's right along the goal line, and I believe it is Christian Wallette coming up with a break even with 7.1 seconds to play in regulation in game number 1. It's tipped down the right side. Not going to be enough time. Comets clear, and the game is over.
Joe Ernst stops by to answer a very personal question. That's still to come on ECHL Week.
Are you paying too much with your current payroll company? Are you concerned about how Obamacare could affect your business? If you're interested in a better, more cost-effective solution, Einstein HR is the answer. No more stressing out about Obamacare and the new regulations. No more worrying about being in compliance. No more overpriced payroll services. Let Einstein HR get you back to the business of doing business instead of spending needless hours and frustration taking care of details that add nothing to your bottom line. We provide a first-class payroll and HR services with superior customer service. Call Einstein HR today.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
Hi, this is Andrew Rowe of the Greenville Road Warriors, and you're watching ECHL Week.
Today's question for Joe has to do with Joe. Why did you decide you wanted to become a referee, and what made you decide to stop?
What decided? You know what? I started skating when I was 3. Started fishing when I was 12 back in Hamburg, New York, suburb of Buffalo. And then I started playing, you know, like as I got older, I was like, okay, I'm not going anywhere playing. I'm too, I was pretty good, Barry. I had some pretty good hands, but I just, the size was not in my favor, shall we say. It was more of a tougher game to play back then. And I just got into fishing when I was 12, and I liked it. And, you know, I started in the ECHL when I was 20 years old, and I spent 16 years. And it was time because I knew a job was opening up. With Rod Pasma, we had talked that, okay, this was time to, now I was going to get into the management side of it 7 years ago. That it was time to step off the ice and move into that next chapter off the ice. I mean, I had a ball for 16 years, and so far for 6 years, starting the 7th year, it's been a lot of fun. Helping now on the management side in I guess 3 different titles I've had with the league. So, but it's been a lot of fun and everything else. But the long story short, I wasn't big enough to play. So you know what? The next best thing was to be on the ice as a referee.
And it culminated in an award as Joe Ernst was named to the ECHL Hall of Fame. That's today's question and answer with Vice President of Hockey Operations for the ECHL, Joe Ernst. If you have a question for Joe, email it to us, echlweek@echl.com. Make sure to include your name, hometown, and favorite ECHL team. And listen next week as we feature the first of our viewer questions. The Evansville Icemen have relieved Jeff Pyle of his duties as head coach and president of hockey operations. Jeff did a good job of evolving our hockey operations, but ultimately it wasn't the right fit for us, said Iceman owner Ron Geary. In his only season in Evansville, Pyle led the team to a record of 31, 34, and 7, good for 73 points. Evansville finished 10th in the Eastern Conference and 4th in the North Division. The team was in the playoff hunt well into March, but a season-ending 8-game road trip featured only 2 wins. Pyle, who has coached 932 ECHL games, is second all-time in that category, behind only John Marks. The Icemen earned 16 points more this past season than in 2012-13, when the team was last in the East. The Icemen are the only team in the ECHL which has not qualified for the playoffs in each of the last 2 seasons. The search for a new head coach is underway. The last conference semifinal we'll check out features a couple of California teams, both of which upended higher-seeded opponents in the first round. Bakersfield took down Utah, while the Stockton Thunder swept the Ontario Reign in 4 straight. The Condors earned a come-from-behind victory in the opener of this series. Time to check out Game 2. It's a classic playoff battle. Ryan Holt and Kevin Bartle are the announcers on Fox Sports Radio 970.
Bouncing puck, he connects it. Just couldn't get there in time. Now he does slice one through the crease, and Marotta kicked it into the right wing corner. Cunningham's being held up, and then Marotta was just hammered from behind. Hit by Connected, shooting save made. Rebound still loose, and then the whistle will blow. As they say, Stockton had enough of a possession. It'll be cross-checking against the Thunder. Down the left wing, McNeil getting power play time here. McNeil absorbed the hit and moved the puck around to the right half wall. Miller in a tussle. Back to the right point, Bergdorfer. Center point, Hughes. Hughes back for Bergdorfer, holding. Put it on the backhand. Now right circle. College shooting and scores! Tipped in front by Nick McNeil. The Condors lead it 1-0. 1:25 to go in the first. The Condors coaching staff, and you can hear it from this Condors crowd. You can't ask for much more. I know it's just a 1-0 lead, but that's a very good playoff period for the Bakersfield Condors. Force Watson wide. 10 seconds to go in the second. Condors are not falling for the bait here as the Thunder have 2 forwards of the attacking blue line. Here they come with 3 seconds left. Cut off, though, was Hayes, and the Condors, for their efforts, are going to head to the second intermission with the same lead they had. Collins will bank it off the dasher. It didn't get out. The Condors now forced it free out to center. Little gains the red line. Got to get this puck deep. He did, and then he was hammered into the end of the Stockton bench, and it'll be a roughing call against Stockton. Wow. I think this is an unfortunate break for Stockton, but the Condors will take it. Miller passed back right half wall Collins. Miller was crunched from behind. Collins had his stick lifted. Clark took it away and off to the races he goes. 1-on-2. Clark will flip. Right wing corner, chase after it. Bergdorfer beat the puck and took it away. Outlet feed for the neutral zone. Miller's going to scamper after it. He'll beat everyone to the puck. Over the blue line, dropped it off for Collins. Collins caved in from behind. As jumping on him was Martin. Loose puck, Miller in the slot. He's all alone. Shooting and scores! Greg Miller with the dagger and the Wolf of Wall Street celebration. The Condors lead it 2-0 with 2:12 to go in the third. Condors looking to take a 2-0 series lead. 6.7 to go. Condors looking to defend the home ice again. Front Leach took it away. He'll clear length to the ice. That'll do it. The Condors win 2-0 And then we got pushing and shoving behind the play. Here we go. The lineman will step in. Ryan Little's being grabbed. This is just goonery from the Stockton Thunder. The Condors want none of this, but now they'll engage. They just grab LaRon for a swat, and we get a full melee behind the bench. 2-0 Condors is the final. This is absolute thuggery from the Stockton Thunder. There was no need for this. There should be stuff coming out of this.
Just a little fun before we end our Saturday evening.
This series is on!
We backtrack a bit in order to look at the most memorable game of the first round of this season's playoffs. That's next on ECHL Week.
25 years of great moments. More than 500 players graduated to the NHL. Don't miss the next time hockey history is made. Watch all ECHL games on AmericaOneSports.com. Live or on demand, at home or on your mobile device. Log in at AmericaOneSports.com to check out your favorite team. The official broadband broadcast of ECHL is AmericaOneSports.com.
And I say, hey, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. 'Cause I've got a smile on my face, and I've got four walls around me.
We wrap up today with a look into the recent past, the first round of this year's playoffs. A Western Conference game between Idaho and Colorado deserves our attention because it set a record for becoming the longest ECHL game ever.
But Colorado with it. It's Kyle Kramer, right wing side, chips it in, possible for a 2-on-1. Coming in.
The Idaho Steelheads defeated the Colorado Eagles in 4 overtimes on April 28th and 29th, ending the longest game in ECHL history. The game started innocently enough as Alex Hudson and Luke Fulgham scored in the second period to put the Eagles up 2-0.
Robinson does not, but it's going to be a goal for the Colorado Eagles here.
Early in the third period, Galen Patterson and Justin Mercier earned goals 16 seconds apart to tie the match.
Will shoot, save, loose in front, Steelheads score! It's going to be Galen Patterson to tuck home the rebound. And the Steelheads get off the mat, it's 2-1. Mercier will get an assist along with Bast. Mercier charging in, takes a shot, and he scores!
And that's where the game stayed until David DiCastrosa scored the game-winning goal at 17-18 of the fourth overtime, giving the Steelheads a 3-2 win.
If it takes 100 minutes, it doesn't matter. We settle it on the ice.
It was just before 1 a.m. local time when DiCastrosa made the few hundred diehards left at the CenturyLink Arena very happy. The previous record for longest game was an Elmira victory over the Trenton Devils 5-4 at the 6:10 mark of the fourth overtime period on April 10th, 2009. Other records set or tied in this marathon include Idaho goaltender Josh Robinson, who tied the league record with 83 saves. Colorado tied the ECHL record with 85 shots on goal. And the teams combined for 151 shots on goal, Colorado with 85 and Idaho with 66, setting an ECHL record for most shots in one game. Now let's check in with Will Henneke and listen to the final moments of this historic game.
For the Steelheads to Galen Patterson, the Steelheads score! Patterson to DiCastrosa with 2:42 left in the fourth overtime. This series is over. The Steelheads win it.
We're not even halfway through the playoffs, and there have already been lots of memorable and noteworthy games. It's a safe bet that all that action is going to continue for the next month or so, right up until the Kelly Cup is awarded. We'll have all the details as the playoff saga unfolds, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Until next time, make it a good week. Make it an ECHL week.